Critical thinking. How to become a rational and disciplined thinker. Words are, of course, the most powerful drug used by mankind. Rudyard Kipling. In this workshop, our goal is to teach our participants the skills needed to distinguish between relevant and irrelevant information and identify and evaluate that information. It will benefit you by increasing productivity in your career and provide a wonderful skill in your everyday life. We will begin with discussing the components of critical thinking, the most important of which is reason. It is human to apply reason. Logic follows reason, but being logical doesn't follow reason and is often a reflection of our preconceived parameters, or we're biased, to say it more simply. Critical thinking means being open-minded despite preconceived parameters. Tip: an important part of critical thinking is taking the time to acquire information and also to be open-minded to new information. We often jump to conclusions without having all the facts because of our bias. Using critical thinking makes different solutions possible because the premise of critical thinking is logic, not preconceived bias. After participants are conscious to the elements of critical thinking, we will discuss nonlinear thinking or lateral thinking. We will then move on to logical thinking, which is 4 components: asking the right questions, organizing data, evaluating information, and drawing conclusions. We at boti.co.za strongly suggest that workshop participants attend the boti.co.za/courses and services/creative problem solving workshop before attending the critical thinking workshop. So what is a critical thinker? There are 8 characteristics which critical thinkers share, which we will teach over 2 modules. In the first module, we will discuss active listening, curiosity, self-discipline, and humility. In the second module, we will concentrate on the other 4 characteristics, which are seeing the big picture, objectivity, using your emotions, and being self-aware. Self-awareness is the point from which we begin to think critically. We base our decisions on assumptions, and as we learned earlier, confirmation bias can influence the conclusions we make. To be more objective and therefore more critical in our thinking, we use the SWOT method: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strength and weakness are seen as internal factors, while opportunities and threats are seen as external factors. Now that we are through the gorge and understand the components of critical thinking and have considered how it can work for us, we move on to the benefits of critical thinking. The first is persuasiveness. If you want people to see your point, you use your persuasiveness. The second is better communication. We use language with more clarity. Thirdly is the problem-solving concept. This is closely involved with critical thinking and helps us find solutions to problems quicker. Lastly, our emotional intelligence is greatly improved because self-awareness goes hand in hand with empathy and sympathy. We end off our workshop with teaching students how to revise their perspective when new information becomes available and how critical thinking improves problem-solving skills. Our courses are held throughout South Africa, including Johannesburg, Pretoria, Durban, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, Bloemfontein, East London, and other smaller centers. For further information, please go to book or request an instant automatic quote on boti.co.za/courses/critical thinking course or our email info@boti.co.za or our phone number +27 11 882 8853.